Guys, so I was thinking about Luciferianism. Luciferian? Luciferianism. I've been thinking about it for a long time, for a while, for a few months. And I think it really does fit well with me, my beliefs, my morals and values and some things like that. I'm not gonna be like switching over to like Luciferianism and not being pagan anymore. I'm pagan, and I'm going to be adding Luciferianism into my religion. Um, and so I just wanted to talk about it a little bit. When I was younger, when I was a kid, I just felt like my eyes looked really weird, different because I had makeup on, and I just like I had a big spiritual moment, okay, and it's also Mercury retrograde, so I was like crying really bad. I'm not gonna use negative words, but like self-empowering words about it. Um, just like something happened where like I had makeup and and it was just all on my face and I liked it. I thought it looked good like that. Tears, like black tears all over my face, but I liked that look. Like not really like sexual, but like it's just like I don't know. I felt badass. I felt pretty badass. I liked it, but I just felt like I had to wipe it off before I did this video. Anyway, when I was a kid, different people had different experiences with things. I'm just gonna talk about my experience. That's it. That's all. Because I don't like people telling me. I don't like people telling me their experience like it's fact, right? And so I'm not gonna do the same. And maybe you might not, feel insulted by it if I did, but I would personally. And so that's me having integrity. I'm not going to act a certain way that I wouldn't want to be treated, right? So I don't know. I just feel, I don't like myself when I do something that I felt upset about someone else doing to me. And I am proud of myself for not liking myself when I do that. I don't want to change that. I don't want to force myself to accept myself when I'm doing something that I consider is wrong. And so, um, so that's just, anyway, so different people have different experiences. So I'm talking about mine. And with Christianity, I really do truly, deep down in my heart, believe it's evil. I just had to get that out there. I deep down, like to my marrow, like to my deepest core, do believe that it is inherently evil. Christianity. Um, and I feel like the only way someone could convince me that Christianity is not actually evil is by like telling me something that doesn't actually even exist. That is not part of the Bible. That the Bible explicitly goes against. That hasn't been shown or proven in reality or history. I think really the only way someone could try to convince me that Christianity is not evil or bad is by like someone who's like barely even a Christian at all, being a good person because they're barely a Christian. I mean, to me, that's just convincing me more of the fact that Christianity is evil. Because I've never met a good Christian. Never. um, and the only good Christian I have met is like when I say good, it's the adjective means like moral, not like skillful, but like morally good. I have never met a morally good Christian. Um, and if I have met a morally good Christian, it's because they were a not very skillful Christian. They didn't really know much about the Bible or what was expected of them as a Christian, um, or really knew anything about their religion at all. They just basically labeled themselves as Christian because that's just what you do. And so the only kinds of Christians I've ever met that are good are those kinds of Christians. Um, but even then, like, I have some people that aren't really, they just say they're Christian, but like I feel like that's a Christian thing just to do. It's like, oh, I'm Christian, and not even know what your religion is even about. I feel like that's a very Christian thing to do, and that's another thing that I feel like is just wrong because I'm very spiritual. I'm a very devout and spiritual person, but I could never be a Christian because if I were a Christian, I would be a horrible person because I am a very devout person, and so I would, if for by some horrible chance I were to convert to Christianity, I would be burning people at the stake, literally. I would be burning people at the stake because that's how like devout I am as a spiritual person, and so that devoutness like translated to Christianity, and the fact that like devout Christians are like the worst people. It's not the person. It's the religion. It spouts hatred. It spouts evilness. Um, and as a kid, I didn't really understand things. I'm just like, now I see a different way, right? But as a kid, I was like, wait a minute. I got an idea. I think really what's going on is that, like, people always say Lucifer or Satan, whatever, is the best liar in the world, right? So that's what's going on. Like, every single fucking Christian, they think they're worshiping like this good God, which is to me is mind-boggling that you could even call that God good at all. And because every time he opens his mouth in the Bible, it's hatred. It's just vomit. It's diarrhea. It's sickness. Um, every time every time somebody talks about God, all I hear is hatred. All I see is vomit and diarrhea. Um, and all I feel is this pain and this sorrow for them and for anybody that has to suffer that. And I really truly felt like I was like, wow, Christians are actually worshiping Lucifer. Like that's all like because all I thought about was like good is God and evil is Satan. Black and white. Which I still kind of, have a kind of dualistic view of things. I do believe, there's balance. I do believe in balance and what's the H word? There's an H word. There's you know the word I'm talking about? H word. It's a biology word. What is that biology word? That means balance. Homeostasis. Homeostasis. Um, so I do believe in balance and homeostasis. Homeostasis is like basically like there's two sides, right? There's like not enough of something and too much of something, and your body's constantly like it's not just like it's like constantly moving because like one side is pushing this way and another side is pushing that way. It's just like it's doing that, and so I do believe in two sides of things. choice. I do believe in, basically good and evil because I have experienced evil and I have experienced good. And so I do believe in good and evil. The older I get, the more I believe in good and evil. Like when I was younger, it was like more black, like more shallow version of good and evil. But like now, I'm like in more depth. But like, cause I went from believing a very shallow version of good and evil to like, oh, there was no good and evil, black and white. It's only gray. And now I'm just like, there is pure black. There's black, there's gray, and there's white. But black doesn't mean evil, and good doesn't mean. White doesn't mean good. It's just colors. um, but also there is good and evil, and there is, and then there's like that spectrum too. I do believe in spectrum, but I do also believe in like absolutes and stuff. And so, because I go by my experience when, especially when something's, because I can believe in something that I haven't experienced yet. But if I've experienced it, I'm going to definitely believe in it. I mean, if I've experienced something, I'm going to believe that more than someone trying to convince me that it's actually not real. Something that I've actually personally experienced many times over. How can you prove to me that you're not the one lying? You can't. I've experienced it. And so the only way they can really convince me is to be like, oh, you're crazy. Which, that's another video. It's a whole other story about that. Because that's why, white therapy, like colonized therapy and like mental health. This is a whole other story. But anyway, um, yeah, so I was, when I was younger, I was like, this is weird, this is confusing, how like something switched here, something switched, you know, and so, because I'm doing what I know in my heart, my soul, deep in my soul is right, and I'm getting called evil for that, and so I'm like, okay, to these people, to this person right here, this, what is purely right and good, is called evil. And that person also worships a God that is good, and Lucifer and Satan, that is bad and evil. And so, like, I feel like now I always say things like this. I always say, if someone calls something good evil, I'm gonna think that person's evil, because how can you call something that's really pure and good evil? I'm not gonna trust that person. And then you call something really purely evil, like it goes against, should go against your conscience. Well, honestly, if you had one, it would go against your conscience and really forcing yourself. You having to force yourself to like go against your conscience to do something quote quote good. And I'm just like, no, that's not good. That's evil. And it's just the whole society is rigged. It's just like it's a whole huge gaslight, the whole system. So like a lot of times when people gaslight, I'm always wondering, I wonder if like they're like trying to gaslight, or like they're just part of the system. And anyway, now I'm just like, Lucifer is the good guy in all of this. He truly is. So I believe in absolutes. So if God is a bad guy, then Lucifer has to be a good guy, because there has to be someone that opposes him. There has to be something that outweighs, that balances the evilness of the Christian God. And so Lucifer, um, and so also, people always say, well, Lucifer is a liar. Well, maybe Lucifer is lying about that like maybe Lucifer, the actual being, is God, and God, the real God, is just actual Lucifer. Because that's the one guy I can think of. Because what I see, and hear is it goes right directly to what I naturally gravitated towards, what my conscience gravitated towards when I was a very young child. Like I was before I was fully conditioned by society. This is what I naturally gravitated to, and so that's what I'm going to trust the most. So if this is I don't know what the lie is, but I know it's not this. So maybe it's the names are the lies. I don't know. But this, what I'm about to read, is to me is the truth, and I will, I have to speak with conviction because there was a lot of people out there that will take any kind of grain of humility or just, acceptance as weakness, and they will latch onto that, and they will try to dig under that and worm their way into you and then suck out all of your beliefs about yourself, all of your beliefs, all of your individuality, and implant their own. So I feel like conviction is a really good thing to have. Not that my truth is yours while I'm pushing on you, but my truth is the truth. It's period. That's it. Maybe your truth is the truth, and that's it. But my truth is the truth. And so this is the adversarial doctrine. So Lucifer represents wisdom found through self-exploration. That's been my whole life. 2. Lucifer represents rejection of accepted truths instead to explore possibilities. That's always been my truth. 3. Lucifer symbolizes rebellion with a purpose, knowledge, wisdom, and power. 4. Lucifer represents utilizing fantasy and symbolism to open the gates of hell. The underworld is the word of power. I did not know that. That is really cool. I've always been very, I've always liked fantasy romance or like fantasy books, and symbolism has been like my Bible and stuff. So, 5. Lucifer represents balance spiritually and physically. That light and darkness are equally important to the mental and physical health of the individual. I've always believed that. 6. Lucifer represents self-deification with earned compassion and the value of loved ones. I believe that. But I also have relationships with gods. Have deep, sacred, divine relationships with gods. And so yes, I am theistic. I do respect them. I do honor them. Cry about it. I don't know. Oh my God, no, you can't do that. You can't. You have to be. You have to be alone. And it's like the only person, only being that you can worship. Well, I don't. I'm not a human being. Okay. Don't don't put me into the rest of the whatever shit's going on in this world and 7 billion people around here. Okay. I'm not part of that shit. I don't know, and I don't care. I'm not a human being. My relationships are purely in the spirit world, and that is all I want, all I care for, because I do not give a singular fuck about what's going on here. And so yes, I had that right to have relationships with guys and spiritual beings. 7. Lilith represents the wisdom and instinctual power of both woman and man, that the feminine is the motivator of all life. 8. Lilith represents independence and freedom of spirit. 9. Lilith represents sexual liberation. Listen to this. It's interesting. It's really interesting that Lilith isn't like, you have to have sex. You have to be on top of the man. You have to do this and that. No, you have to do that. You have to be like, you can't be sexually liberated unless you do this and this and that. Okay? I'm really surprised. Okay. I'm really surprised that Lilith isn't about that. Like all these fucking memos talking about or enforcing on people. Nope. Guess what it says? It says purely, period, with a period at the end, and that's it. It says Lilith represents sexual liberation and the desire to seek what you wish. Can we say that again? The desire to seek what you wish with responsibility and regard to the law. Thank you. All of that. All of that. Amen. Nima. I don't know. They always say words backwards or like satanic or something. So, 10. Lilith represents the thirst for continued existence and time, the immortality of the spirit beyond flesh. 11. Lilith represents the darkness surrounding the light of godhood, the bearing flame of her mate, Samael. So, I just wanted to talk about that a little bit. I thought that was really cool. I just saw that. So, I'm thinking about like when my new apartment that I'm getting soon. I've been thinking about like my room. Of course, I have like my altars, like my from Nyx and Apollo and Hecate and Persephone and Aphrodite and things like that. But I was thinking about in the living room, right out in the open, just like not like pure like an altar, but like more like I want to have a like a very like modern artwork of Lucifer the Lightbringer, like the version with like the golden hair and stuff. Even though I do like the dark haired version, of course, that's my type, right? And so I do like that gothic dark haired look of him, but also like that's not really who he actually really is. He's actually like a very blonde, like white light being, and so I kind of want that representation of him, but like not like fake satanic symbols like upside down pentacle or something like that, but like an actual real satanic and Luciferian symbolism, like this image specifically. I'm not sure yet what the symbolism means because I'm not studied up on it. I've just been thinking about it. That's about it. But like things like this, like images like that, like symbols and stuff. And like it's interesting. It's really funny, interesting because like I was when I was younger when I first became Wiccan. Not like first became Wiccan because I've always been Wiccan, but like when I first like identified myself and named myself and was really out and about it. I was like, people always call me like satanic or something. And I'm just like, no, you have no idea. No, Wicca is good. Yeah, yeah, it's very similar to Luciferianism actually. I still back then I still had this like black like not like what I mean by like black and white like just like simple view of things. But yeah, if somebody called me a Satanist now, I'd be like, thank you. You call me a very moral person, saying I'm better than you. I am, because I am better than you. Because you worship that evil God in the Bible. Well, I have all these 11 morals, and that's all I need. Because that makes a person in my sight. That's what makes a person a good person. And go cry about it. You know, I want to piss off bad people. I want to do that. It's a good thing. Vigilantes are good people. They're very good people. Um, People that, good, bad things happen when good people do nothing. And so I really do appreciate people that take action. Um, and I don't consider people who don't take action as good people. Because you can't just, let something just go. You can't just let evil run rampant and call yourself a good person. So, anyway, yeah, that's about all I wanted to talk about, really. And I'm excited to have the questions in my comments. I got a comment on YouTube one time and said, so I was like, I feel really like loyal. I feel loyalty to Lucifer. Like I was watching the video, um, about his life and stuff. Not really life, but like evolution of Lucifer. I was like, this makes me feel like really, I feel loyalty to him and stuff like that. And I'm guessing a Christian said, well, I believe that you're gonna meet him. And I'm like, oh, cool, thank you. That's so nice. Like, that's what I want. Like, because I feel like you read my comment, so you know that in my beliefs, Lucifer is a good being, and so you're actually just going in like saying exactly what I want to hear, and like something that will make me feel good. And I think that I feel like that's a really nice thing. She was really nice. Get to meet my hero one day. I don't really fully believe that. Like, I don't fully believe, and I haven't really thought about the afterlife for a long time. But I don't believe in Christian hell, of course. And I feel like really like I'm not Christian. Like I'm not. My theology is not Christian. So I'm like, I don't know what specifically like. I think where it said like fantasy and like can be a gateway to hell. I feel like that part right there, like to me, it's like it's a story. It's a gateway. It's just a story. My God's like Apollo and Nyx are more tangible and real to me. But like Lucifer is just like a thing, like a not necessarily like actual archetype. Like that's more than what I like. That's another extreme that I'm not. I don't really. I maybe I'm close to that extreme of believing he's just an archetype, but like I'm not fully there of like just believing he's just an archetype. But I'm on a spectrum of that. So I don't believe he's like literal, but I don't believe he's an actual archetype or symbolic, just symbolic or archetype either. So but I don't believe he's like as real as my gods are. Because my gods, like I don't believe in angels or demons or like Satan, Lucifer, hell, heaven. Those like I guess I do. What I do believe in is that, like, for example, Hecate or for example, like Apollo, right? He's the god of the sun. He, as a be like a, he's the same. It's the same person in every culture, just different. Does that make sense? Um, and so that's what I. That's the version of him that I accept is the Apollo's version, and I know and my ancestral version like Cherokees or like Celtics and stuff like that, they'll have their own version of Apollo, but it's still the same. So that, I don't believe in like specific like, I don't believe that gods are like just separate and just like, there's a whole like table up there like yeah, sitting at. That's not how the spirit world works, you know. And it's not something I can really talk about either because it's not really a talking matter. It's more of a feeling, observing matter. Sensing and stuff like that too. But I also wanted to say like I kind of crashed out because I was like, oh my god, I look so basic and like what happened to me? Like the to me the worst sin is to be inauthentic, fake, performative, conformative, um, conventional, things like that. And I freaking hate basic bitches. I can't stand them. I'm sorry. I mean, I'm not sorry, but um, I can't stand them. And my whole life, basically the whole story of my life, it can sum up in one sentence: me trying to fight off 7 billion people trying to make me conform, and doing it very convincingly too. So it's like hard, but I sometimes I feel like, oh my god, they won. They won. Like something happened that like I did the worst sin I can imagine. The worst thing that I can imagine is to just give up. Um, and sometimes I do feel like that way. But like now I'm just like, you know what? I don't look basic. Maybe I feel like that. I sense that depth. I sense that like in my eyes or like darkness. It's not shallowness like full face makeup and stuff like that. And I don't have to like show it off. I just wear it. Not I don't wear it, but like I embody it. And so I think it shows. I think it shows through. At least to some people. Then there's some people who feel like I have to remind myself that like they cannot see really well at all. They don't have they can't see that good. Like they literally just see the surface and that's it. Like that I don't even know what that means. Like, I don't know how that looks. You know, because I don't know how to not sense. And so I tried it once before and it's miserable. It's extremely miserable and it's like scary because I'm like I feel like I'm blind. And I'm just seeing my physical eyes. I feel blind. And so I realized like wait a minute, it's not like I'm listening to people who like I'm taking advice from people who can't see, who are blind. And I'm like, no, why am I doing that? So anyway, I'm a little manic right now. Can't tell. Which I'm accepting all parts of myself and I like this side of myself. I do. Because it's me. And when I slow down and become normal, I'm gonna like that stuff too. And when I get kind of depressed or depressed or like, slower, then I like that part inside of me as well. Because it's all me. So anyway, thank you for watching this crazy video all over the place. Thank you for watching and blessed be. Bye.